What's up, it's the Coaster Craze. Now that all 11 Cedar Fair parks have made their 2020 announcements, it's time to analyze them, besides Kings Island, which will be for a separate video. So I'm going to get started with each individual park before talking about the overall Cedar Fair announcements. Let's start with Michigan's Adventure, who actually has a pretty solid announcement. They're getting a new Camp Snoopy area because they closed down their old turnpike cars. I think this is a really solid addition. They'll be retheming some rides along with getting 5 new rides plus a new play area like Beagle Scout Acres, which is the same thing that Carowinds got. And this is very similar to Carowinds' new Camp Snoopy area, which they got in 2018. And it'll even feature a new kiddie coaster, which I think is pretty cool. It's their first new coaster since 2008 with Thunderhawk. And even though it's only a kiddie coaster, at least that's something. Plus, they'll get a few new family rides. And overall, I think it's a very solid addition for a park that really hasn't been getting much love. It's not great or anything, but I think it's a really good addition. Maybe they'll start getting more stuff. There have been no rumors or development at all for Valleyfair 2020, and well, that's what happened. They're just getting the Grand Carnival, which at least it's something. But it's no lasting new ride or anything. At least it'll be a new experience for the guests next year, and hopefully they get something good in the future because it really sucks to see this park neglected over the past couple years. Speaking of neglected parks, we already knew Dorney Park would be getting that updated family play structure similar to what Six Flags America got in the 2016 season, and this one doesn't look nearly as good. It's a bit shorter, but it is a lot wider, and it looks like a very unique type of family play structure. Has some family slides, and overall has a very colorful, good-looking appearance to it. It'll brighten up their water park a bit, and they already have a fantastic water park, but they really need some attention to their dry park. Hopefully that comes soon, because this park has a lot of potential and really needs a great new addition. Worlds of Fun got the expected mat racers to replace their old water slides that closed. I think the cool thing here is they're getting a unique layout for mat racers, not just the typical, short helix then quintuple down. Instead, this is kind of a more turned layout that was custom made to fit the terrain of the park. So I think that's very cool. And it's good to see that their Oceans of Fun water park is finally getting a new addition. Very solid addition in my opinion. California's Great America is perhaps getting the best addition outside of Kings Island with South Bay Shores, which is a rebranding of their former Boomerang Bay water park, and this is a spectacular addition. I mean, they're getting a big new slide complex, this one that's very similar to what previous Cedar Fair parks got, except it's slightly changed with one of those bowl slides, which I love that change. The whole water park's going to have more theming that's region specific, like San Francisco area. And it's going to have a new Pier 76 restaurant that looks awesome. There's going to be this new kiddie pool, beach area with 8 new kid slides that looks great also, along with just a whole lot of more landscaping. Excellent redo to their water park. I'm really looking forward to seeing this completed. And moving right along to another, albeit smaller water park addition, Kingston Main's getting Coconut Shores, a small area of their water park that replaces their old wave pool, and it's complete with the main attraction, which is a very cool looking water fortress for the kids. And this is a very large one, a bit bigger than Dorney Park's, and it looks very attractive, especially their old one wasn't as good looking. And then they're also getting a small kiddie wave pool, which I think looks very cute. Overall, this area is going to have a new restaurant also, and it's going to be a big update to their water park. They haven't added something for the families in their water park in a while. And yes, it's an outdated area. I would have preferred to see an addition to this, maybe a larger water slide like a mat racer, but it's still a pretty good addition. Hopefully they get a more thrilling ride next year. As I expected, Knott's Berry Farm went small next year with more just live entertainment and shows celebrating their 100th anniversary prior to the presumably large expansion to Ghost Town in 2021. Overall, I'm okay with this because they've been getting some good additions recently and will in the future. And this will probably just continue the great atmosphere of the park. I thought Canada's Wonderland might get nothing since their big addition last year, so I'm very happy to see them getting 2 solid additions. One is a small kiddie ride but has a very attractive appearance to it, and the other is a very unique attraction. It's cliff jumping off into the water at their water park, which is super cool. Probably wouldn't fly in America due to lawsuits, but I'm so glad to see it come to the park. And when I go, I'll probably end up doing it because it looks like a really fun attraction. Cedar Fair really is going all in with their water park additions, with Carowinds also getting a mat racer water slide. This one's pretty more traditional type, and it looks like a very fun ride. It'll be a great fit for their already very solid Carolina Harbor water park, and plus they're getting the Grand Carnival celebration, which I don't think parks should just get the Grand Carnival celebration, so it's great to see it accompanied by another attraction that's actually a permanent one. So I think that's really nice to see. I wish Valleyfair had done the same. But nevertheless, Carowinds keeps on becoming a better and better park, and I love to see Cedar Fair continue to invest in it like they have been doing for the past few years. Cedar Point surprised no one by announcing a bunch of 150th anniversary festivities for next year. I was hoping for a new ride, like a return of an old one to come back. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but they did promise that they will unveil some new surprises and new updates on this anniversary celebration, so hopefully there's some good additions. And they did mention a river expedition. I'm not sure if that means they'll expand their river rapids ride or what, but it looks like a great year for Cedar Point nevertheless. And besides, they got Steel Vengeance in 2018. They can do with an off year. So for my overall thoughts on the Cedar Fair chain, I think people are being too harsh. This is a much better year than last year because their one coaster that will come to Kings Island is Orion, a massive B&M Giga that looks amazing. And basically all of the other parks are getting something new. Sometimes it's not a new attraction like the case for Knott's Berry Farm, Cedar Point, and Valleyfair, but there's a lot of new water park additions that'll really make the water parks look better and just spice them up. And I think that's really solid because the Cedar Fair water parks, lots of them are lacking in the visual department and also in the quality slides or play structures department. So it's solid additions. It's not a huge year, and no, they're not a lot of big additions outside of Orion, but I think that's okay. Hopefully 2021 is a bit better, but in my opinion, I think Cedar Fair is improving each of their parks in some way in the 2020 season, and that's what I love to see from the chain. So thank you for watching. This is the Coaster Craze Cedar Fair 2020 analysis. Signing off. Goodbye.